How are we getting on, folks? Luke here from LAGFX. We're back today with another Podversations episode. I hope you guys have been enjoying this series. We've definitely been enjoying recording it. In today's episode, we are going to be talking about entrepreneurship and businesses. What we're going to be doing is sharing some insights, success stories, and lessons learned from entrepreneurs and business leaders. The topics are going to be including startups, innovation, leadership, and strategies for business growth. Then towards the end of the video, we do go on a bit of a tangent about how successful we have become over the course of the last year and the progress that we have made, just down to pure dedication and hard work, really. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoy this video. If you do, don't forget to leave it a thumbs up. All the support you guys provide is very much appreciated. Now, without further ado, let's jump straight into this Podversations episode.
Okay, yeah. So our tips for entrepreneurship, I think this is a pretty good one. I think we'll both definitely have tips, because even though we're in a similar field and we've kind of gone through a journey at some point together, everybody is very individual, right? And everyone's going to have different experiences. So I think, yeah, this is going to be good for us to talk about our tips. And I mean, I've not written down exact notes on exactly what I want to discuss, because when it comes to videos like this, I think winging it, although it sounds like I'm unprepared, is better, because it then comes truly from yourself.
It's more authentic, isn't it?
More authentic. And if you don't have anything planned and you let your brain talk, it then comes out with the truth. So I think my first tip for entrepreneurship is organization in your life. I think organization is a huge thing, because the more organized and productive you feel, the better frame of mind that's going to put you in, and the better frame of mind that's going to put you in, the more productive you can be from that. So I think, even at a basic level, for people around our age, is being organized in terms of, are you the type of person that wakes up, and if you have the time, if you generally don't, fair enough, but if you honestly have the time, clean your room, make your bed, clean your room. Okay. Do you do these set things? Make your bed, clean your room. Are you organized? Okay. Are you the type of person that, if you look in your kitchen now, is it an absolute mess, or is it quite tidy? Yeah, all of these little things are actually a huge reflection of who you are as an individual when it comes down to organization. Yeah. What are you grinning at, you? Huh?
I'm like, wow, you take a page out of your own book, son.
Are you organized in your life? Because if you're not, how can you ever expect anything to happen?
Yeah, no,
If you're not organized, it's like, if you think you could organize and run a business, if you can't even organize your personal life or your bedroom, how do you think you can organize a business?
Absolutely.
It starts from the ground up.
100,000,000%. You've hit the nail on the head with that one. Yeah. Even down to my mobile phone, everything's in folders. Everything's organized. My laptop, everything's in folders. Everything's organized. Yeah, I have a very strict regime. I mean, even down to the YouTube videos, we always make sure that there's a video on a Sunday. We used to do with the videos on a Wednesday. Need to get back into that. But we have strict plans that are in place always, and I think, yeah, as you say, is it being organized and having those things in place, I think, is extremely important.
That kind of led me on. You talked about planning. That was actually my second point, is planning. 100%. I used to be really bad at planning. I'll be honest, it's something I've got a lot better at recently. I used to be really bad at planning, and it's not good to just obviously it's a bit of a pun, because we talked about how we're winging this topic, and I'm not saying that you should wing everything. It's actually really good to be planned, because when you have everything written out in steps, and you know exactly what you're doing day to day, you just get more done.
Yeah.
If you would approach your day and say, cool, this is what I want in a year's time, and just attack every day willy-nilly and randomly, you're never going to attain what you want, because there's no plan. Absolutely. And this kind of comes into goal setting, but always have a plan for every minute, for every hour, for every day, for every week, every month. Have a plan. Yeah. Not only because it makes it more organized and makes you more productive, but it also makes your goals, A, seem more achievable, and also B, it makes you feel like you've got more purpose towards life.
I think more than anything as well, like people will say, oh, like, why have you got all these plans in place? Why are you doing this? Why are you doing that? And to be completely honest with you, like I think, as you say, it's extremely important, because it makes you more proactive, as you said. You know what I mean? I know for a fact if I set a to-do list, which you know, some days I do, some days I don't, but if I set a to-do list, best believe I'd get that to-do list done. Do you know what I mean?
And what do you notice about the days that you do actually write a to-do list?
Yeah, mate, the days that I have a to-do list that I've written down, for me, it gets done, and it
Yeah,
gets done before the day's ended. Do you know what I mean? And this is what I'm saying, because this is why we should always have a plan in place and should always be organized, because by doing that, you are just reinforcing and encouraging yourself to get things done. When you just have it in your head, you're like, oh well, I could do this, I could do that, but you've not physically wrote it down, and you've not got something
yeah.
that needs ticking off. Do you know what I mean? It's that
Funny enough,
that gratification of ticking that off and saying I've done that. Do you know what I mean? So it
yeah,
stems back to getting that gratification
accountability.
and accountability from getting a job done. Do you know what I mean? And this is what I'm saying. Like, you know, we speak a lot, and like, you know, these videos that we've recorded today always stems back to the same few things: accountability, you know, gratification, you know, all these things that we've spoken about all stems back to just a few what's the word now? A few what's the word?
I don't know what word you're looking for, to be honest. So I can't help you in that scenario.
Like when you're trying to explain, like, these are my can't think of it, it's on the tip of my tongue. These are, like, when you explain how you are as a person, these are my traits. There we go.
That took a while, man. That took a
Why
while.
did that take so long?
Round of applause for Luke, everyone. Come on.
I mean, but no, it's true. Like, it all falls down to the same few traits. We should carry these traits, because that's what's gonna make you successful and have that entrepreneurial mindset. But I mean, advice in my part, you know, this is something that I always say to everyone, all my loved ones and all my friends and family. I feel like you've always kind of been this way, which is why we got on, and why, you know, we are how we are with each other. But I think I probably infused this in you. It's like, always, like, you know, I'm so intrigued at knowing of what people's goals are, and I'm so interested in pushing people to be the best version of themselves. I know for a fact, and you know, I can blow smoke up my all day, but I know for a fact that everyone that I speak to, I maybe not inspire, but I always encourage to make a business, or to take a venture, take that leap, take action on something. Every conversation I have with everyone, as like I say, I can go back to the conversation I had with Josh just the other day, the conversations that I have with my partner on a day-to-day basis, the conversations we have, you know, we always encourage and push people to do things that they are passionate about, and create businesses, or generate revenue and money from things that we seek enjoyment from. And the reason why is because if you enjoy doing what you do and you can make money from it, then you're always, you know what I mean? It's an easy money maker. I don't see my job as work, you know?
I mean, thankfully, we just live in a day and age where you can make any hobby a job, yeah, and a business.
Just to make my point clear, like, you can literally make money doing anything. As you said, like, you know, anything you enjoy doing, you can make money out of nowadays. So find something you enjoy, find something you're passionate about,
Yeah.
and make money out of it. Find a way of making money, and the way of making money from it is through educating other people within that niche, or find a gap in the market within that niche, and accommodate to it.
I think that a word you use there, which is really big, is passion. And it's like, you know, I see too many people doing this, and it's like, how dare you do this to yourself? How dare you take something that you are passionate about, make it into a business, and do such a half-hearted effort? You know, you'll actually go and work for somebody else and do a 12-hour shift for them and put your all into it. When it comes to something you're passionate about, your own business, you don't even put a third of that effort into it. Like, how dare you do that to yourself? You know, like, people I see that do start a venture or say, oh, I'm going to do. How many times have you seen randomers, even people you know, say, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that? Something that they're passionate about, and they give it such a half-hearted effort.
Yeah.
How dare you do that to yourself?
That's so
and then
true.
they're back working for somebody, grafting away for them, and they wouldn't even put a third of that into their own thing.
Yeah.
It's like,
No,
come on, if you're genuinely passionate about something, put that passion into it.
yeah. Put the
Put
work.
that passion into it.
It's sickening to see, because Well, this is what I don't understand. But like I'll be honest with you. I think it takes a certain type of crazy to really try and make a business out of something you're passionate about.
Mm.
It does, because it's definitely a scary venture. Like sitting down and saying, right, I love doing this and I enjoy it so much that I want to try and make money from it. And it is scary to say that I'm going to put all my effort
Yeah,
and
because there's no stability.
because there is no stability, and there is chances, and there is potential that things aren't going to work. But you know what?
Mhm.
Do you know what makes you successful is when you have these setbacks and you come across these problems within your business, you come across these issues and you keep on going. There has been so many, how many countless times have we, like, even with LAGFX, where there's been things that have set us back. Do you know what I
Yeah,
mean?
yeah, 100%,
So many,
100%.
and it's, we could have quite easily been like, do you know what? This, I can't be this anymore.
Mm.
But instead of that, no, we keep on going. Do you know what I mean? We keep on going, and it's those setbacks that, and it's so ironic, and everyone says it. Setbacks make you stronger, but it's true. You know what I mean? These setbacks do make you stronger, and they make
Yeah.
you grow and blossom.
And you know what annoys me as well? It's like everybody wants life and things like that to be a straight line, but like imagine a roller coaster was a
If
straight
anything,
line. Would
yeah,
anybody go on that roller coaster? No,
no,
life is life because it has ups and downs. Without the downs, there would be no ups. Without the
yeah,
downs, life would be boring. So again, like, why do you always expect life to be up? Because there
exactly.
is no such thing as up without down.
Yeah,
There is
yeah.
no such thing as left without right.
Do you know what you could say to that is, well, let's seek enjoyment out of those setbacks.
Mhm.
Let's see this as a challenge. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
they're inevitable.
That's how you should take on everything. You should be like, this is something that is a challenge for me. This is something that's difficult. This is something
Mhm.
that is setting me back at the moment. This is something that is taking me out of my comfort zone. But you should seek enjoyment out of that.
Yeah.
Because, mate, I know for a fact that when we don't have setbacks and things are plain sailing, you're like, hold on a second.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I
But again, it stems down to another quote that I love is failing to prepare is preparing to fail, and you should always prepare for the worst. I
Yeah,
love another quote: prepare for the worst and hope for the best.
yeah,
Always prepare for the worst and hope for the best, or pray for the best, because, as you say, always expect there's going to be another setback. Always expect there's going to be a dip, because when you're expecting it, when it does happen, say, cool, I knew this was going to happen. Let's go.
could say this down to even like financial side of things. Like I know people that will say, "Oh, I made 20 grand last month from my business. I'm gonna be cushy and I'm just gonna sit back and enjoy the money now." Do you know what I mean? Well, rather than that, you could actually have the mindset of being like, "Well done, I've made 20 bags from my business this month." But there is a potential that I'm going to make absolutely nothing in the month to come. So I need to continue to
Continue
do,
to graft.
and I need to
Mhm.
and as you say, you need to prepare yourself for that downfall. Do you know what I'm saying? Don't
Yeah,
overindulge in the good times. Do you know what I mean? And I know that sounds stupid. You should definitely indulge in the good times, and you should definitely,
that
you know,
makes sense.
the good times. But you should always, as you say, be preparing for another setback. Always be prepared.
Yeah. No, I can relate with that a lot, because I've been networking with some successful individuals and speaking to some sort of like mentor figures, and we did a bit of a deep analysis on myself, and the one thing we sort of uncovered is that I'm the type of person that when things are tough, I really switch on, and then when things are easy, I get slightly complacent. And it's
Yeah,
because I always need a challenge, and I always need a challenge, and I perform under pressure. So
yeah.
when things are
You are
difficult,
like that.
I
You are.
excel, because I always need the challenge. I always need people doubting me. I always need that pressure. But when there is no pressure, I don't really perform. And I think, it also stems down on the point I'm trying to get to is, do you understand your strengths and weaknesses? I now understand that that's who I am, and I can now plan for that within my own business and my own entrepreneurship. And I'm the type of person who is constantly networking with people and speaking to people to figure out what my strengths are, my weaknesses are, my opportunities, my threats. It's called a SWOT analysis: strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, threats. And I think doing something like this on a regular basis is huge, because you have to understand where your flaws are and understand where your strengths are, and work to your strengths whilst improving your weaknesses. It stems down, funny enough, again, to being accountable to who you are as a person, accountable to your strengths, accountable to your weaknesses, and yeah, using those to excel. And I think it just comes down to people's naivety that success is easy, or success, you can never be successful with the person you are now. There constantly has to be a new version of yourself. There should be a new you every day, every week, every month. Because, okay, so if you're not confident that you yourself can't get to where you want, good, because you yourself will never be there.
Yeah.
The version of you in 10 years' time will be there.
Yeah.
Because every time you face a challenge, or every time you learn something new, every time you overcome a setback, a new you is formed. You shouldn't be afraid of the change. You should embrace it.
We've spoken about doing things that we are passionate about and having the drive to carry on through setbacks, which I think is very important, because a lot of people will give up when they come to these hurdles. And I think it's about, you know, working through these setbacks.
And you know what some good facts are? Sorry
What?
to interrupt again. You know, J.K. Rowling was rejected over 10 times before Harry Potter stuck.
Yeah.
The person who made the Dyson Hoover had to make over 20 blueprints before it stuck. There's so many examples of these. Of people who are now where they're at.
That's proof in itself. You know, these are people that are extremely successful in their fields of work. You know what I mean? And it took all those.
It's not that they got lucky.
No, did they? No, did they? Heck, it's not a case of being lucky. Luck doesn't exist. You make your own luck in life. Do you know what I mean? You make
luck is when opportunity meets preparation.
Exactly. So, you know, we make our own luck in life. People that say, "Oh, I'm lucky. Oh, I'm not very lucky." No, luck doesn't exist. You're just putting your problem onto something that doesn't exist. You're making it an excuse for your life. Do you know what I mean? You're making an excuse because you're not getting the things you want. You know what I mean?
Yeah, so somebody who's not lucky is the type of person that has opportunities thrown at them, but is never prepared to seize those opportunities, or simply doesn't have the balls to seize them everywhere.
I mean, we know people personally, don't we, that would sit there all day and whinge and say, "Oh, I'm so unlucky. I'm so unlucky. Life has done this to me."
Yeah.
No, you're putting yourself in these situations. Everything you do in life has a knock-on effect. You're putting yourself in these situations. It's not a case that you're not lucky. You're not doing the right things. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, it's like the story of two sons whose father was an alcoholic. One of them becomes an alcoholic. The next person never touches alcohol. It's about how you look at those things. I think it rounds down to mentality. Don't be like, I'm just gonna have to round it up in that way. Like, I'm sorry, but yeah, it massively is. Don't feel sorry for yourself. Don't expect things to be easy. Don't pray for an easy life. Pray for the strength to endure a hard one.
Yeah. Do you
I'm gonna
know,
round it up.
I will take every setback, mate. I will smash through every.
Yeah.
You've got to embrace it. You know what I mean? Rather than being scared of these setbacks, and rather than crumbling at these setbacks, you hit them head on. Do you know what I mean?
And there's just so many examples of it as well, mate. There's so many examples.
Even just the list could go on. Being refused with Wix, like the website provider with Wix to taking payments for online. You know, we had a lot of payments that were sat in lingo because we got refused. And there's so many things that we can go back, and now we work with Stripe, and Stripe is 100 times better. They have better fees. They offer better solutions of everything. You know what I mean? There's all these things. Always, if you can get through these setbacks, you will always find that there is something beneficial that comes with it at the end. Every single time. So yeah, I think it's as you say, you know, it's just about.
I mean, even looking at this, right? Just for the viewers who've been with us for a long time, yeah. I'm sat in the room now where we used to film the trading couch. Okay, even if we look back at a year's time, right? You know, even though it's a small win, we're now in our own apartment, which most people our age can't even afford, in the heart of a city. Okay,
it's not like it's a small apartment, is it? You know,
we've not got there through not having setbacks or luck. We got there because we grinded, and no matter what, we didn't sit there and cry like, no, it wasn't meant to be. All right, this life, it's not for me. Everything's against me.
We grinded. We like, between us, like, we've grinded, mate.
Amount of hours. I don't think people would understand combined. I'd love for us to both count the hours that have been put in unpaid.
I owe you a arm and a leg, I'll tell you that much.
Think how many hours we've both put in unpaid.
Oh no, absolutely. But unfortunately, that's what it takes. That's what it takes.
That's life.
Whether it's personal growth or whether it's growth in other avenues. I mean, yeah, we put a lot of work in, mate. We put a lot of work in.
I kind of miss the days, mate. Like looking back over lockdown.
No.
What a journey.
Yeah, it was a hard graft, man.
And
But
progression.
do you know how we got to Manchester, and how we got our own apartment, and how we did these things, and how you've got your own marketing business, and how we're doing this and how we're doing that is because, as you say, we put in that graft. We had a target. Our main goal and target was we need to save, or we need to have this much money by this time so we can get to here. Okay, so we had that goal, we had that target, and we met it. Then we came to Manchester, and then it was about networking and opening opportunities for ourselves, and we've seeked those opportunities and we've taken full advantage of them.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Like moving was all about opportunities. And I mean, I'm not going to discuss them here because it's still things in the work. But I mean, even in the 6 months, think how many opportunities have come.
Absolutely. Oh well, yeah. Well, that's it. I mean, there's a lot of
Yeah.
things to looking forward to. So this is the thing. See, and I think, it's actually nice to have these conversations because it gives us the opportunity to reflect on our growth. Like,
Mhm.
we could look back at the first video that we did, that on the first trading couch video, and look now even to where we've come. Do you know what I mean? And
Yeah.
how
And I
growing
mean, I
people.
should probably give some context. Like the only reason I'm here is I'm back seeing family for a few days. I should probably give some context. I've not failed, and I've had to come back. It's not always, but even for me being back in this area where I grew up, and I've kind of come back almost into my old lifestyle of doing the things I used to do. And like even when I was going to the gym and seeing people that I've not seen in a long time, and it just reminds me of of that
Old
journey.
life. Yeah, this is what I
It's
mean. And
crazy.
because I said to you, didn't I? I said to you the other day, because you went on, when was it? You went on Wednesday. You went on Wednesday and you
Wednesday,
left on
Wednesday
Sunday.
evening.
And I said to you, I said, I give you 24 hours and you want to come home. And the
Mm,
reason why is because, yeah, you you step back into that old life, and you're like, oh
mm,
my God, like,
yeah.
what was I doing? Like,
But it almost feels pretty cool coming back. Like it's like you've come back and you've equipped your arsenal so much more heavily, and it just like you come back and it's like it does actually prove to you how much you've grown, because in that environment you're like, geez, I see how different I am in these scenarios. I see how different things are, and it's for 6 months. Remember, 6 months. It's only been 6 months
yeah.
since this happened. That's not long.
It had been months and months. I mean, what it was the October. It was the October the year before, was it, or was it the October? It was the October.
When we first discussed moving.
No, when we first said to each other, right, let's sit down and tackle LAGFX together as an
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
entrepreneur. It wasn't last October one. It was the year
The
before.
one before,
So it was
2021.
a year. It was a year and 4 months of prep, really. A year and 3 months prep. October,
Mhm.
November, December. Yeah, a year and
Yeah,
three of hard grind. So we can't say that. And I'm not saying for that entire whole year and 3 months that was preparing for us to move to Manchester, but that whole period we kind of sat down and said, right, we're going to commit to each other in trying to create an online business, and
yeah.
to try and create an online presence, and to try and make enough money to have a better life. Do you know what I mean? To try, you know what I mean? We set targets, didn't we? And we've only ever achieved them, and we've done well, man. I think we should be proud of ourselves, realistically, to get, especially for you, mate. Like, I'm 25. Do you know what I mean? You're 21, 22,
21.
21. Like, mate, you've done well. I mean, I look at you, and I like to say that I see a bit of you, I see a bit of me in you. But
Mhm.
if I'm being honest, I think you were probably, in some respects, you have achieved more than I have at the age of 21 than I have. Do you know what I mean? And I,
Depends the
in
parameters a
some
bit,
in
but
some respects, do you know what I mean? In some respects, absolutely. I would confidently say that, absolutely. There are obviously aspects that you haven't, but I mean that there are a lot of things that you have. Do you know what I mean? And it's good to see, man. I love it. I love it.
appreciate that. You're gonna get the ego through the roof now.
Oh, well, I've got
Bit of a
to,
sob story. You're gonna get me tearing up, mate.
got to do, mate. It's all about, isn't it? But I
At all.
mean, if we can say, like, within a year, what we've achieved
Mm,
between us both and what we've done, imagine
insane.
what we do with each other, or between us both in 10 years. Do you know what I mean? How, this is what I'm saying,
The
mate.
world isn't ready. The world
This is
isn't
what
ready.
I mean, mate. Like I look at things and I think this is what keeps one motivated is not looking at and I suppose it comes back to the point of instant gratification. I'm not looking for that instant gratification. I'm looking at like how well I've done over the course of the last year and the 6 months and how much we've grown and progressed as people with businesses, with money, with everything, with life, and thinking if I can do that in a year, what can I achieve in 10? Do you know what I mean? And that is, it's like a snowball effect, isn't it? You know what I mean? The more opportunities we have, the more people we meet, you know.
If we were to look at statistics in terms of what even income will be looking like and what opportunities will be looking like, that already puts us in the top
1%, top 2%. Is it?
Top few percent, yeah.
What is it
I mean,
actually?
I don't really want to disclose on this video because I don't like to really try and show that off or anything. And I kind of prefer grinding in the dark and in silence, but there's things to come. There is big things to come.
How do I even, how top 2%?
What are you after?
I want to see what the
Top income.
Oh, no. We're in
So
the
what
top,
you can do is you can type in what percentage of people earn over 100,000.
in the top 10%. Oh, that's wealth to qualify, actually.
Okay, having a 6-figure household income puts them in the top 5% of earners.
Yeah, well, there we go then. Now, easy.
Okay, here, what salary is the top 1%? Is 16.7K a month. 16K a month is the top 1%. And the top 1% is, okay, so what's 16 times 12?
200 grand, 190 grand.
190 to 200 grand. If you're doing over that a year, you're already in the top 1%.
Yeah. There we go. Let the
Top 1%.
silence speak, man.
Top 1%.
Anyway, yeah, I mean, let's just round it up. Round it up. Yeah, it's been a good one actually. I mean, I forgot what we were even speaking about, to be fair.
We were just giving our tips for entrepreneurship, but it kind of went into a waffle, which is absolutely fine. We kind of had a bit of reflection going down, probably some bits that would have had to been cut out because probably some over waffling. But I think nonetheless, it's been nice to reflect.
Yeah.
And yeah, I mean, if we can do it, anyone can.
100%. I mean, bloody hell, look at James.
Nothing. Yeah, yeah. There's nothing special about us at all.
No, especially myself. James comes across very polite, but you should see what he's like in real life. Yeah, let's wrap it up, man. Let's wrap it up. It's been a pleasure.
Let's expose that. We've filmed the 3 of them back to back. We've not just worn and sat in the exact same place 3 days in a row. It's been back to back. It's been a good hour and a half to 2 hours of waffling.
Done well. And yeah, I think it's been nice actually. We've not really had. Obviously, you're extremely busy at all times, and you're never in the house, so it's been nice actually just to even have a conversation with you. Has been good.